Hello, I'm David Allen. Welcome to the Not Bad series. Today we're looking at how to manage your payload on a four-wheel drive touring expedition to a wilderness location to ensure you don't exceed the manufacturer's specs. It's an important issue to understand and plan well ahead so you know how you're going to manage this issue, particularly if you have not yet accessorised your vehicle. This is mostly an issue for wagons, as utes have much bigger payloads, and it's an issue for remote trips where you'll carry up to 100 kilos of extra gear compared to other types of trips. A wagon like the Toyota Land Cruiser 200 series, for example, has a payload of 610 kilos. And when you work out your payload calculation, which you should do line by line, item by item, which you've only got to do once, and then you've got an excellent record for future trips, you'll find that your essential gear is in the order of 684 kilos. So in the example of a Toyota Land Cruiser, you're 74 kilos over specs straight up. And that assumes you don't have a bull bar on. If you've got a bull bar, then that's another 66 kilos, that'll put you about 140 kilos over specs. If you've got other heavy aftermarket gear like an electric winch or rear wheel carrier or side step, you could easily go 250 kilos over the specs. An example of some of the heavy items that would appear in your payload calculation includes fuel. You don't include the first 10 litres of fuel, so a fuel would be about 114 kilos. You include the passengers, there's 160 kilos. Water, you'll have at least 40 kilos of water on board. Fridge full of food, 50 kilos. Auxiliary battery, 32 kilos. Second spare wheel, 36 kilos. Some wagons you can remove a third row of seats, they'll actually save you around 30 kilos. So some options to solve this dilemma include what some people do and just ignore it, either because they don't understand it or they don't care. Problem with that approach, however, is in the event of an accident, insurance companies are very skilled at finding reasons they don't have to pay out on a claim. And secondly, you can also do a lot of structural damage to your vehicle if it's overloaded. I've seen cars bent like a banana. I've seen others where you can't open and close the doors. Very expensive issue to get fixed. You can try and carry less gear, which is difficult because you just need a lot of gear on a trip like that. You can minimise the aftermarket accessories, as I went through before, particularly those heavy items, bull bars, winches, rear wheel carriers, etc. Because every bit of aftermarket gear you put on your car reduces your payload. You can get a GVM upgrade. I did that on my Land Cruiser and increased the payload by 300 kilos. You do have to do that when it's new, however, and before its first registration. You can tow a off-road trailer. However, some destinations you can't take a trailer. Simpson Desert, for example, you can't take a trailer. If you take a trailer, you need to include the downball weight of the trailer in your payload calculation of your vehicle. You've also got to do a payload calculation on the trailer to make sure you don't exceed the ATM of the trailer. So there you have it. There's a few tips on managing your payload on a remote trip to ensure you don't exceed the manufacturer's specs. And remember, your adventure begins the moment you decide to go. Not bad.